attention! All first batch of all linked player came to just arrived to Newcastle. Welcome, Chris and Dave. Transferency day 6. How are you, lads?
Evening.
How are you?
Evening all. It was busy day. Actually, I stay a long time. If you see my eyes, I was waiting the announcement of Trippier. We went to see how it's gonna be, but unfortunately, we just found or we get only this picture with some giant guy. I think with Trippier.
Yes.
What do you think it happened, Chris?
I think, well, it's a holiday in Spain, so it sounds like maybe the delay is coming from Atletico Madrid side. Everyone, as Heath Downey from Sky Sports said, nothing to worry about. Everything is okay with Kieran Trippier deal. Newcastle fans sticking a bit longer than usual. Understand final paperwork and formalities should be completed tomorrow morning with the player unveiled then. So just be patient. We will have he's it's as good as done. He will be unveiled tomorrow, and don't worry about that.
No, don't. I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned either. I think if there'd been anything wrong with his medical, it would have been out by now. But I think, like you said, it's just to do with the holiday and getting everything signed off, getting all the I's dotted and the T's crossed.
Yeah. You're going to translate? وليد, you're on mute.
سوري. طبعا حسب كلام كريس انه سبب التأخير بعض الأمور القانونية لأتلتيكو، وبسبب انه وجود إجازة في إسبانيا صار في تأخير في إرسال هذه الأوراق. Maybe يعني do you think they didn't know that already? And they didn't expect that will be a vacation or day off there.
Holiday in Spain?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? I'm sure somebody knew.
Yeah.
لكن بيتي جريفيث يقول لا داعي للقلق.
As I say in Spain, hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Tomorrow. That's what they say. They're never in a rush to do anything. Yeah.
All right. What else? So we've got from the reports I saw, we seem to be the only one that could meet Luca Dean's Everton's transfer demand, but it's unclear of whether Luca Dean wants to come to
Yeah. He said apparently he said as much, hasn't he? Even from one of my stories from News Now, it says on there that you know he preferred to go one of the London teams.
Yeah.
If that's his choice, then
yeah.
With the story about 1 million.
Oh, that was remember we were talking about, I don't know if we talked about it on the show. There was this idea that Sean Longstaff, who Rafa Benitez wants, they only offered Everton only offered $1 million, £1 million to buy Sean Longstaff. So
that's for real.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so nothing related. There is no exchange between Lucas Dini and.
No, Dean.
And Dean.
I know French pronunciations. It's definitely Dean. So the idea was that I think it sort of, there was kind of two deals that were kind of put together. Newcastle's interested in Dean. Everton's interested in Sean Longstaff. And so it sort of became a make good, as we say, or just kind of like a sweetener, so that we wouldn't have to pay. We thought we could knock a few million off of the asking price for Dean by giving them, including Sean Longstaff in the deal. But then Everton came back and said, we'd like Sean Longstaff for $1 million. So that was no deal.
This is exactly this is a player who was worth £50 million to Man United a season and a half ago.
Exactly.
And they want him for $1 million.
يعني for me Sean Staff at least يعني with all kind of discount at least 8 million now at least.
Yeah.
يعني
well.
طبعا يعني يبدو انه موضوع لكس دين وشون ستاف طبعا ما راح يحدث. لكس دين طبعا يعني ما يعني ممكن يكون اقرب تشيلسي من نيوكاسل. وبالنسبه لي شون ستاف ايفرتون فقط قدم له مليون باوند. يعني احنا نعرف انه ايفرتون في ضائقه ماليه يعني، لكن يعني حرام اللاعب يعني لا يقل عن 8 مليون باوند حتى لو كان مستواه سيء.
All right. So the latest on Philippe Coutinho, we said yesterday there was 5 or 6 clubs that expressed interest. Today, the news was that Coutinho has sort of narrowed the down to 2 clubs, and it sounds like Sky Sports won't name the 6 clubs, won't name the 2 clubs. But it's strongly suggested that Aston Villa, because of the links of his former captain, Steven Gerrard, it might be in the driver's seat, and that the only team that could really sort of take on his wages and everything would be Newcastle. But it sounds like there's not strong interest from Coutinho to go to Newcastle. So it's a question of can Aston Villa afford him? There's some suggestions that even though they don't have the money that we have, well, no one has the money we have, but there's some suggestions that yes, they could afford to bring in Coutinho, who's on a contract around £250,000 a week. Which we could certainly afford. It's just a question of they were talking about on Sky that potentially, I mean, it's a deal that he's a player that Barcelona wants to move now, and it's a potential that they said that it made more sense for Newcastle in the summer when we would know that we were staying up. And that he wouldn't be kind of the player that you'd want to bring in. And this is sort of what Malcolm and John Gibson were talking about on the Matter show. Maybe not the kind of player that you'd bring in for relegation scrap. Kind of the same thing we heard about with Ramsey and Aubameyang and all these other players, high wage players. They make more sense sort of next summer versus this winter. So it's just it's another thing where it's like we can afford him, and we're only one of the few clubs that could afford Coutinho. But it's a question of would Coutinho come to a place where he can be afforded, or does he want to come to Newcastle?
Wait 6 months, Chris.
Huh?
Why it's loan deal for Coutinho?
Well, apparently he was off. I think I'm pretty sure Coutinho was offered to Premier League clubs last summer for around 30-40 million. But now it's sort of saying if it was a permanent transfer, it would be upwards of 50 million pounds, 50 million euros, which is about 45 million pounds. Again, we could totally afford that, but basically, for all of these transfers, it's not the clubs that control it. It's the players and their agents. So if the player and the agent want to make the move, they'll make it happen. It doesn't matter what the whether the club wants him and he doesn't want to come. We can't force him to come here. But I mean, it goes back and forth because I would say that everyone that I trust will say that the PIF want to have like a marquee player to put on billboards in Saudi Arabia and to say, look, we're the new Newcastle is a team that can sign Coutinho. I don't think that Trippier is an England international, but he's not like the internationally marketable superstar the way that Coutinho is with his Barcelona, Liverpool, and Brazil heritage. So it's a question of, would we make this work? Would Newcastle sort of force this issue and get him in because he is a player that you could market? And again, we've been talking about Coutinho ever since the takeover. So it was like, as a player that sort of seemed like the kind of player that maybe Newcastle doesn't need, but that they could attract now because of the money and the sort of position of the new ownership.
طبعا يعني بالنسبه لكوتينهو تحدثنا في الامس انه في 5 إلى 6 أندية مهتمه فيه. طبعا الحين طلع خبر من ساعتين تقريبا انه ناديين، فاحد الناديين هذه اكيد بيكون استون فيلا عشان مدرب جيرارد، لكن هل هم قادرين على دفع المبلغ المطلوب؟ ثانيا لسه في عندنا في الشات هنا يقول لك النادي الثاني قد يكون ليفربول، في ناس قالوا انه قد يكون نيوكاسل. كريس يقول طبعا انه نيوكاسل قادر طبعا على دفع المبلغ، لكن السؤال هل سيعطي الإضافة المطلوبة لنيوكاسل ولا لا؟
I need to correct Mad Mark in the comments. He's claiming that Sky Sports said Aston Villa and Liverpool, the two clubs. No, Mark, they said Aston Villa was one of the clubs, but very clearly they said Liverpool is not interested in him.
Yeah,
so he's not going to Liverpool.
You can understand. I mean, you can understand why clubs are wanting to go, or certain certainly the buying clubs are wanting players on 6-month loan deals because the financial issues that are going on in football at the moment. We all know Barcelona has got to get rid of. They've got to get rid of at least Umtiti and Coutinho so they can bring in Ferran Torres, because they haven't got the clear guide or the clear run they need to sign people because of the financial fair play. So that's why, speculation wise, we're being linked with everybody, because it's like that Steve Nutkin said before. A lot of clubs, a lot of players and agents are putting their players' names out there with us because we've got the money. They've got the money to buy them, and they're thinking that, right, okay, even if Newcastle don't buy them, we've put them out there, so other clubs might come in for them. And I think that's why we're being linked with so many players.
Yeah, I think John Justice Allen's comment is spot on. I agree 100% with this comment, John.
Yeah. Right. This is what we're seeing. Everything that's in the papers and everything that's on in all the news now and all that sort of stuff. It's just all speculation. It is all speculation, and then it's Amanda and Miadad and Al Rumian and Jamie. They will have players who they've identified who they want to bring in. The problem we had is we didn't expect Callum Wilson to get injured.
Yeah.
So this is why we're suddenly being linked with strikers. So
I have an update on Trippier. Daily Telegraph now reporting Kieran Trippier deal to join NEFC completed, including contract with latest documentation from Atletico Madrid, finalized after a brief delay. Club announcement of first signing of PIF-led consortium area now rescheduled for tomorrow morning.
Great.
So
brilliant.
طبعا خبر عاجل. خلاص تم توقيع الأوراق اللي قلنا عليها. So we'll remove this banner now.
What does it say? I didn't read it.
Okay, we'll correct it. So tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, thank God.
Transfer shows just coming up there now. Hang on. They're now at the board. Let's see what they're saying. Arsenal. I'm talking about Arsenal.
Is it going to be in the morning, Chris? Morning?
Yes.
Or just tomorrow.
They said tomorrow. This is from Sam Wallace of the Telegraph. Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Again, what does he know? Who's he talking to? You know, I've not seen anything from the football club yet. I'm waiting for normally we'll be on nufc.co.uk, and you know, if there's any news like that, it'll be on there first. You know, and I'm not saying anything like that. So
yeah,
I don't think it's not going to happen. I think it will happen. You know what I mean? Tomorrow morning. So let's just wait and see. It's, you know, the thing tonight was on the show tonight. You heard them talking about Todd Cantwell. You know, again, what truth is in that?
Regarding the signings, and is it a vacation? How did they sign today? Maybe by fax or how?
All right.
Emails.
You keep saying vacation, which is a different word than holiday.
Holidays, yes.
Holiday. A lot of people work on holidays.
Yeah.
Okay. So vacation, that's different.
That's going
so,
away.
Okay. How they sign and it's holiday?
I don't know. It's magic.
They do it on.
I can't.
You've got one of those. You've got one of those crypto signs now, though, Connie. You can sign on the screen and not transfer it through.
Yeah, it's like haven't you ever seen one of those like things called like DocuSign? It's like they send you a link. You click on the link. You select your signature, and then you can just hit your signature for each page, and then sign at the end, and then submit. So, Kieran Trippier DocuSign.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
What time is your flight, mate? An hour.
Okay. So I will transfer. I have to translate. Translate. Coutinho بارت continue. Okay. So طبعا ديف يضيف بعد انه يعني كثرة التكهنات بخصوص يعني صفقات يعني مثل كوتينهو أو الرمزي، لكن كوتينهو يعني نرجع نقول هل هو اللاعب اللي يحتاجه نيوكاسل ولا لا؟ طبعا لكن يعتقد كريس انه يعني والكثير يعني مثلا من العلميين في نيوكاسل انه قد يكون الهدف من فكرة جلب كوتينهو انه النادي يحتاج الى لاعبين يعني ممكن يساعدون في موضوع التسويق خصوصا حول العالم او في منطقة العربية والمنطقة السعودية بشكل خاص. هذا بالنسبة لكوتينهو، لكن على الأقرب أنه يبدو يعني زي ما قلنا هو أستون فيلا، لكن المبلغ هل يقدر يدعو على دفعه ولا لا؟ يعني راح نعرف تفاصيل أكثر في طبعا الأيام الجاية.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Next, Chris.
Next. So there's a report that Newcastle is there are at least 10 other players Newcastle are pursuing right now. And then Pete Graves at Sky said that what did he say? He said Newcastle are in deep discussions with 4 or 5 other quality players. Trippier is very excited with the plans.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's Pete Griffiths, huh?
Pete Graves.
Pete Graves طبعا من سكاي سبورت، طبعا يتكلم انه نفسه كيرن تريبير عرف بالخمسه اللاعبين انه في 5 لاعبين هاي كواليتي يعني على مستوى عالي، يعني احتمال قدومهم يعني للفريق، فتريبير عرف ال5 وانه يعني مبسوط من ال5 اللي راح يجون لنيوكاسل. طبعا هذه على ذمة الصحفي Petty Graves.
Yeah. There's a story just come from one of the Arsenal fanzines. I don't know if it's fanzine speculation, but they're talking that Eddie Nketiah could be a move forward. But again, speculation.
Yeah.
Speculation, you know.
That's
So,
not
and
one
that's
that I'm really hot about.
And that's all watching. I think John's right there. I don't think Botman's dead. I think Botman's still a reality. I think Botman's still a reality.
Yeah, me too. Again, it goes back to the Luka Dean thing. It's a question of these guys that want high wages and high, commanding a big transfer fee. There's not a whole lot of clubs right now. A lot of the usual suspects, the Super League teams, are skint. They have to offload players. That's what Barcelona has to offload. All these players, they have to offload players just to register Ferran Torres from.
But Chris, regarding Luka Dean, you know this Fabrizio Romano saying that he have different plans. He's like his own friend or his own brother.
Well, then sign somewhere else and stop talking.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting tired of Fabrizio Romano. Like, how does an Italian journalist know where everyone's going?
Yeah, but
I have connections.
He seems to think that there's big things coming for Newcastle. It's just not going to be. It's not going to be. Look at Dean. That's a big discussion at the minute. How do you say his name? But you know, with the Botman thing, you know, I think when you see that story that he's not going to Newcastle now, it's agents talking their players up because they're saying, he's not going to Newcastle. It's, you know, because they want Newcastle to put a bigger bid in. That's what they're looking for. They want Newcastle to up their bid. So they're talking their own players up to try and get us to pay more money because they know we're the only ones who got the money to go and buy them.
Yeah.
And they always double or triple the price. This is what
it's pretty much every single player that they talk about we're linked to.
But
come on, Diego Carlos doesn't deserve 40 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
20, it's too much.
If you read that article that I sent you, it said that he got like he committed a foul and like.
The video. I watched the video of the gym. The someone interested in Latino football. I watched.
Yes. The Sky Tim Vickery, I think is
Tim Vickery. Yeah. But no need for him to tell us. But obviously, he's in Ishbili and Brazilian and not in the national team, I believe. So what do you expect?
Yeah, for us to bring in an international, they have to be a solid player with their national team. And for one of these guys, I forget who it was, the last guy was like, the only time he'd ever played for the national team was in the Olympics, which I don't really count the Olympics as like, I want to see like World Cup.
Who deserve this price? Is it Marquinhos from Brazil, Thiago, the one in Paris Saint-Germain, I think now in Chelsea. Okay, Steve Hesty, welcome Steve Hesty, saying, what chances in FC making statement, signing from a club like PSG or Real Madrid, possibly loan deals? Of course, Wijnaldum. What do you think, lads?
Wijnaldum might be an option again because PSG they want to offload players as well. They've got a lot of people on their books that they need to get off the books. Not because they need the money, it's just that they've got too many players, and obviously what the value of the players are making that financial fair play league even harder to get around. So they need to balance that up. If you think what PSG were doing, we're buying everybody going in the summer, just simply so they could use all these people as high-profile names for the World Cup next year. Yeah, that's why they were doing it. With your Mbappe's and your Messi's and Neymar's and what have you. It had all these massive players.
Has the former Real Madrid captain has he even played for what's his name? The former captain of Real Madrid,
Ramos.
Sergio Ramos.
No, I think he went to America. I think he will go to America. I saw some tweet today.
For PSG. Anyway,
okay. Any news on Halilovic?
Yeah.
Vlahovic.
John asking for a striker.
Interesting. Who was it? Supermac. Oh no, Supermac was highly rating Ben Brereton Diaz. He was honest and said he hasn't seen Dusan Vlahovic. So fair play to Supermac for not talking about a player he doesn't know about. Let's see the latest with Vlahovic. I think it's another case where he's got very high transfer fee, around 70 million euros, and it's a question of matching up the club that can afford that fee, and maybe a little less, with a club that he wants to go to. And again, it's one of those things where the clubs he wants to go to can't afford him, and the clubs that can afford him he may not want to go to. And that's probably us in the latter category.
Yeah.
Steve Hesty also asking, would any of you consider someone like Marcelo from Real Madrid? He could be our Thiago Silva.
No, I've always not favored him. I sort of felt like he's kind of, I don't know. He's kind of like ASM on defense. I mean, kind of like flash and dash and dizzle the step overs, but I don't know. I don't think he's that quality of defender, and he's kind of more of an offensively minded defender. So no, I don't like Marcelo.
For me, Marcelo is a great player, but I think he achieved everything. Some players achieved, and khalas, he have no appetite to give more.
It's like Sergio Ramos. What more can he do?
Yeah, but Ramos different. He's injured. Ramos, he have injury.
Yes. Okay, and he's also not named Marcelo, so he's different.
Yeah, but what's his name? I forget. Like for example, look Ronaldo now. For example, how he try hard to continue. It doesn't matter what he achieved.
Yeah, I think he's kind of regretting going to Man United. They don't have.
He regretting Manchester United and Juventus as well. Steve, yeah.
He should have stayed with Real Madrid.
All right. Next, Chris.
Next. Let's see. What else am I going to talk about here? Let's see. I know we mentioned in pre-show. Did we talk about Todd Cantwell from Norwich yet?
Yeah.
So he's a player that we've talked about before in the Mike Ashley era as someone that we'd rate to be on Newcastle. So I don't know if it's kind of like we've kind of passed him by. I sort of used to like Cantwell, but I would much rather have that guy on that young guy on loan at Crystal Palace from Chelsea.
Gallagher.
Yeah.
Gallagher.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Cantwell would have been a good signing under Mike Ashley, but I sort of feel like, yeah, I mean, he would scrap and do a job for us now, but I don't know. I don't think he's kind of on the England. I don't think he's kind of on the England setup. So I think we can look more, like Trippier and the likes of that. So I would be looking more at the guy from Leeds. Calvin Phillips. Yeah, that kind of quality versus obviously we're going to buy some young players that are not in their prime yet and will have their prime with us because we don't want to buy everyone that's 29, 30 and sort of end of their prime.
You need the experience. You need the experience.
We need the experience now. So it's a question of
we need the experience now.
What we need now versus what we need next summer. Like next summer's window, assuming touch wood that we stay up, will be about building for the future. Whereas what we need to do now is just overhaul our lineup so that we are assured of staying up.
What do you think about Billy Gilmore? The young Scottish kid.
Yeah, I saw him when he did his debut and he was really young with what was it, Chelsea?
But he's on loan at the minute.
He was stuck on the bench. He was stuck. He wasn't playing at Norwich. I guess he's playing. He was on my fantasy team, so he wasn't playing at all under the last manager at Norwich. But now he's getting some playing time in there. I rate him. It's just, I sort of have a problem with guys that break into the league at 16, 15.
What you mean, like David Beckham and Michael Owen?
Yeah, I mean it's sort of
you've got to take that chance, and I think we've got players I don't think we've taken a chance on, whether that's Elliot Anderson or Sorensen. I think we should have been bringing some of those guys through. And yes, kind of because we need people who can battle, who've got Premiership, who've got that sort of experience. But they should have been on the bench all the time. They should be experiencing what's going on.
I agree with John just now on Cantwell as average at the moment. Luxury do we don't need. And also,
you take him, huh?
Of course. Norwich is in a relegation scrap with us and probably unlikely to sell us one of their promising young players.
But you would take him. You would take him.
No, I want Conor Gallagher from
right. But you're talking like that, Chris. What's saying that Tarkowski could be a prospect, but Burnley aren't going to let Tarkowski go. Well, they've still got a chance of getting out of the relegation as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's kind of interesting how Tarkowski was like the number one guy talked about going into this window, and now he's nowhere near being talked about. I think because of Burnley's position, especially having Burnley missing 4 matches, and so having to make up 4 matches in the second half. When they play a lot of matches in the second half, extra matches, that causes injuries and stuff, and they want to make sure they have their best squad to stay up. So, I don't see Tarkowski going anywhere, but we can get him on a free next summer.
طبعا احنا الحين نتكلم عن كانتويل من نوريتش، لاعب وسط قدم مستويات مميزة تقريبا من 2 سنين، لكن الحين مستوى هابط. طبعا الربط اليوم اسمه من سكاي انه ممكن يجي نيوكاسل. You asked me earlier, Chris, when I told you, when you asked me how I know this player can join, or I don't believe this deal will kind of be, or this link is not right.
Yes.
For me, is usually I do it by logic, because I watch some games for Eddie Howe, and I can know this player fit the crew or fit the plan or not. For me, Cantwell at all, he can't play in Newcastle. Where you will put him? And there is no place actually, I think, for him in the team. And I don't think any signing now, it's vital signing. And we sign players in very dangerous places. There is no place to try. We need someone ready, like Trippier. He's right back of England. He's doing great in Atletico. I saw some Spanish league fans in Saudi Arabia and Middle East. They like the player and they wish if he didn't leave. So that he's well known and on same performance level. But for Cantwell, I think he lost in his prime, and he 2 years was much better than now. And I think he have not much minute in Norwich, I believe. So this is why I just think this is could be play Newcastle or not. Like Ramsey, we'll talk about it in a while. I don't think he's also fit the criteria. Coutinho maybe, because from all the names in the middle field, I think the best one so far.
Yeah.
Just one little niggle with the Brazilian names. All those names that end in IHO, like looks like ho. It just means
Coutinho.
little, and it's actually pronounced yo. So it's
Oh.
Coutinho, not Coutinho.
Coutinho. Yeah, this is with Ronaldinho.
So
Like Ronaldinho.
Who was this guy that
Like Robinho, not Robinho, or
Right.
Ronaldinho.
We're pronouncing in Arabic way.
Who was the guy that
Yes, most phonetic.
Domus was talking about on the telly before? He was talking this new guy, this other Brazilian Bamba something. Do you know who he's on about?
Barbosa?
No, Bamba.
Yeah, I don't know. La Bamba.
He came up with Bamba something. Where the hell that come from?
Chris.
Yeah,
who's that? I never heard of him.
Dave, I don't know about you, but you guys, but I've noticed like every other person linked in this every other person like available in this window is Brazilian. Where did all these Brazilians who aren't on the national team, where are they coming from? Obviously, I know Brazil is a traditional football factory.
Agents.
But they're playing all over Europe, but they're nowhere near the most that they've played in is the Olympic team, which yes, they won the gold medal.
But isn't that where Gabigol plays? That's where
Flamengo.
Barbosa, yeah, wasn't?
Yeah, Gabigol.
He played in Europe, and then I think he kind of got unsuccessful in Europe, and then he went back to Brazil.
But he's so young. He play in Flamengo now.
Yes, I agree. I don't know. I don't know much about Anderson. Do you know?
Yeah,
Young Anderson. I haven't seen the second team play.
He's a good player. He's had a good education, so I think he deserves his chance. I think give the kid a go, even if it means bring him on for like 10 minutes.
Do you think he'll play against Cambridge?
Yes, I think he'll play against Cambridge. Yeah, I think it's a good chance he's going to be playing against Cambridge.
It's only chance.
do you think we're going to start Dwight Gale and Trippier?
Wait,
no,
I certainly think Dwight Gale. I think certainly Dwight Gale might be thereabouts as well. But I don't think you risk Trippier.
Yeah,
because you've got Division 1 players come steaming in.
Yeah,
guarantee twisted ankles, twisted knees.
Steve H. Legs. Yes, this is my question. I was sort of comparing. I would say yes, but maybe marginally.
Yeah,
Cantwell's better.
Okay. When Sky Sports say Cantwell is at the table or something, from where this is coming from? Is it just for is it trick in the media? What's it about?
From Dharmesh Seth and Kaveh Solokol. I'm still trying to find out what kind of name Kaveh Solokol is. Sounds Slavic, but I'm interested in his background as a newly minted European Union citizen here.
What about Sevilla centre back Diego Carlos? Is that one we talked about the other day? It is, isn't it? It is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that's rated at like. I don't understand. Just because you gave what's the Harry Maguire like 80 million pounds as a defender. Why all of a sudden are all these defenders rated at like 40, 50 million pounds? Like they're defenders. I mean,
no, because they know that you are in need, so they just want to take advantage at you.
Yeah.
Cantwell is on the table eating his tea. What's that mean?
I don't know. I'm not sure what that means.
Dave, no, it's me.
I didn't get that one yet.
All right. So what's next, guys?
More links with Samuel Umtiti from Barca, but that's not a link that I'm very happy about.
I think there's more legs in Umtiti mind than what you think.
Yeah. The only one that I want from Barca is Coutinho.
Coutinho. Oh, طيب. Okay, for me, all the names. Why I say Coutinho? Because he's better.
No.
He's too old.
Yeah, he's too old.
Okay, Ramsey.
Yeah.
He's been linked again.
Ben Jacob says have legs, more legs.
Yalla Emshi.
So the deal have more legs than Botman.
Yalla Emshi means come on, move your legs. Out of all these high wage players linked, I kind of, and he's what, 31 years old or something like that. I don't. He's not a player for the long term. I don't know if he would come in and do a job for 6 months. So even though it seems like we're the only ones that could like afford his wages. I'm not hot on Aaron Ramsey. What are my thoughts on Hendrick loan to Norwich?
Loan.
Yeah. Loan.
Just give him. Yes. Just how man.
Well, look, that we said. I like Hendrick. He's okay. Yeah, he's fine. Not bad as the other players, but
here's the guys.
But I was watching Steve yesterday with Liam, and someone in the chat says Hendrick will be the head of security guard in training center.
Yes, I know. but here, okay. So if it comes to the end of the month, and we still have Hendrick on the books, we still have let's say Dwight Gale. Maybe Dwight Gale would be the one guy we can sell, but we can certainly release Hendrick if we don't sell him. We can release Kieran Clark and give Trippier the number 2 because Kieran Clark is hoarding the number 2 and he has no future at Newcastle. And Trippier is going to be 15 and he should be number 2. I think.
Yeah, he will not steal. He will not take his number right away.
Clark should be on his way out. I'd like to see Kraft transferred out. Yeah, so let's see.
Okay, high left goals. How are you, Abraham? Homesick.
I don't think Abraham is worth 30 million. He's been at Roma for less than 6 months. I've always rated Abraham. I was excited when Rafa thought he had signed Abraham, and then Abraham went to somewhere else.
The only thing I would say about Abraham, when he was in the Championship, he was scoring goals for fun.
Yeah,
and then when he came to the Premiership, he couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo, and then next thing you know, he gets loaned out to where did he go after Chelsea? He went to
Roma. He's a Roma.
No, before he went to one of the Premier League teams. Anyway, but now he's in Rome. He's in Roma now, and you know
Yeah.
he seems to be scoring goals again. He scored tonight before Roma had 2 players sent off. So I don't know whether he's got the what the Premiership needs. I don't think he's a Premiership player.
Yeah.
He struggled before, and I think he'll continue to struggle.
Go to the next one. I'll lead. I like that question from Life Goals.
He scored.
No, if
Yeah.
you could, yeah,
If you could have one of James Ward-Prowse, Boubacar Kamara, Vehlovic, Dean Butman, which one?
my head says you'd pick Botman because we need to shore up our defense, but my heart would say we need a dynamic goal scorer, even though he's hopefully not the temperamental Serbian that we had before in Mitrovic. So yeah, I would go for Vlahovic of that list. Yeah,
James Ward-Prowse is good at scoring free kicks, but
yeah,
But it's very hard. I think hard to get here now.
yeah.
But
I've got to agree with Chris on that one. Botman and then Vlahovic.
For Marcelo, we have Jamal Lewis. So Jamal Lewis with Marcelo, I think they can also, because Marcelo he have big popularity in Gulf area. So if he's still playing, yeah, why not?
Al Hilal signing.
Life goes Vlahovic all day.
yeah. Swansea was the team that he was at.
Damn, yeah.
Abraham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, he scored 19 goals in the season for Chelsea.
Yeah.
He was on my fantasy team at one point, so yeah, he did score goals.
I still think he still suffered. He still suffered from. Fair enough, he scored 19 goals. Is more than any of our centre forwards have scored in the last few years.
I know, jeez. Take that, job done. Yeah.
Okay, so any more news, Chris or Dave? Or expected?
I don't have anything more.
Okay.
No.
Tomorrow, what do you think it has? So tomorrow morning is the signing of Trippier.
Yes.
Not signing, sorry, the announcement of Trippier.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yes.
And anything else you think tomorrow, Friday, before because even Saturday, because something happens. So
it is just all wait and see. You know what I mean? And let's not get fooled by all the just not get fooled by all the names that are getting linked with her. Let's just wait for those confirmed, which we've had. The confirmations that yes, Newcastle have put a bid in for Coutinho. They have put a bid in for Todd Cantwell. Let's see that officially first, rather than Sky Sports just making it up, get stories.
John Justice Allen, didn't I already answer the question? I thought it was Hendrick, Gale, Kraft, Clark, and one more player, Isaac Hayden. I don't know.
Lascelles.
Yeah, Lascelles. Sorry, Lascelles. Yes.
Yeah, Lascelles out.
Yeah, Oot.
He's been a servant, but I think he's been found wanting in the last season and a half. He was always touted as an England international, but never came to fruition. And then take a move on Lascelles.
All right. Sounds good. I will leave. No more to report on my end.
Yeah. Okay. What to expect now, Newcastle in this continue of this week, and the next week is defense. We care about defense more, and because for attacking option, it's not easy to pick. It's not. Is it easier to pick goal scorer? Just depend on the goal scores he scored in his or how strength his club, or how many he plays. It's a statistic and the style of play. But defense is very hard. We need solid defense. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Also, thank you, Chris and Dave, for this input and information. See you tomorrow in Transferency Day 7. Good night.
Yeah,
Mama.